Poof! How's it going, everybody? Happy Big Friday. That's an abrupt ending. I like that
Thank
song a
you.
lot. Thanks, Barney. And Adobo Boy. Thanks, T-Poi? Whatever. Nice shitty name. Thanks. How's it going? What do you got going on today? I'm feeling pretty damn good myself, I must say. Ready to become a Jedi. Oh man, yesterday I went to get Thai food and I locked my keys in my car. And it's like an old car. So we ended up getting Thai food and ate it on the car while we waited for the key guy. It was pretty cool. I knew it was going to happen. But you know what's
Thank
crazy?
you.
It reminded me that when I got my first car, it was a cool experience because when I got my
Thank you.
first car ever, I locked my keys in my car. I remember that. I had forgotten that. And I remembered that when that happened, I said, oh, well, so that this never happens again, I'm just going to keep a spare key in my wallet. And I used to. I don't know why when I bought this car again, I didn't remember that I used to do that. Before they had key fobs, I used to keep a spare key in my wallet. So I had to remember that the hard way. But now I'm going to keep a spare key in my wallet. The Thai food was incredible, even on the trunk. Even on the trunk, it was
Thank you.
incredible. Thanks, S. Kaijin, and Random Jin, and I'm Jack, and Barney. Thanks, bros. What do you got going on? Anything fun? It was nice to remember that, it felt like I was felt youthful, learning mistakes that I learned when I was 15. That was cool. What was the FPI on the Thai food? Dude, like crazy. The lady also recommended, I said, what's really good on this menu that's not fish? And she said, you gotta try these Thai sausages. I ordered that shit and they were crazy good. They were really like the bite, they were not soft. They were really like meaty and nice bite. And they were like barbecued on the flames and sliced. So they were barbecued before being sliced. No, sorry, after being sliced. Basically, each slice had like Mylard all over it. It was fucking nice. It wasn't even about the snap. The whole thing had nice texture because it was really flamed. And it's fatty, so the flames really like caramelized it. And I got crispy pork with basil and green beans, and I told them to make that shit spicy. It was fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob Canepa and ES Kaijin and Random Jin and I'm Jack. What do you guys got going on to tell me? Anything interesting or fun? You lock your keys in your car? MR devs are being sued for 900 million. What's MR? I should start suing devs. Excuse me. Project D2. I've heard of it. I would try it if it had pad support, but it doesn't. Right? It runs off of the original Diablo 2, doesn't it? I'm not gonna fucking use a mouse. Last epoch in 5 days? Is it really? I wonder if that's gonna take my attention enough. I'll try it. Next Friday, right? You're beta testing PoE 2? Me too. It got way better after they added the new stuff. The newest patch is like, man, why do they release it not like this? It should have been, whatever. I guess you have to keep telling yourself it's early access. But it got way better. That new shit where you can, like, see all the rares and all the league mechanics at the start of the map. Man, I can't believe they didn't design it that way in the first place. That's because Chris isn't there to keep him in check. Yeah, what the hell? PoE 2 people complaining that the game is too hard. It is hard, but I don't know that it's too hard, but it is hard. The problem with that game and games like it is there are two ways to overcome the challenge. The first way is to actually do the mechanics, and the way that most people do it is they just pick a build that's so strong it ignores the mechanics. So if that's how it's gonna be, then maybe you should try to make it hard in a different way. I don't know. It just seems weird that you can't do that in other hard games, right? But then again, you can. Like, remember in Elden Ring, I was struggling for hours against the fucking bird, and then people would show me a link of a guy who just walks in the boss room, drinks some Gatorade, and then shoots like a laser beam across the room and destroys the bird. And I'm over here for 4 hours, one at a time, hitting this fucking thing with a balding star, you know? So maybe every game has that. If anything, I don't know. I think it's a culture type of thing. I think the culture of ARPGs is a lot of people who are trying to not be reminded that they're scrubs. Like old people and, you know, people who just don't know what it is to be challenged. And they already have to overcome challenges every day. Having a shitty kid or having a shitty wife or a shitty job or whatever, the last thing you want to do is get done fighting the boss in the other room and then go boot up a game and fight another boss that's going to push your shit in, right? So I think that the culture of ARPGs is just a bunch of softies that don't want video games to be hard. They don't like it. I don't know. I like hard games, but I don't know. Whatever. The difference is Elden Ring and those types of games have to be hard. They're supposed to be hard. If they're not hard, then they're not Souls games. You know, that guy always makes hard games. So if he didn't do that, then it's like exactly the opposite. It's in the culture of Souls games for them to be hard. It's not typically, usually in these types of ARPGs, the case where the game is very hard. I think that's the case. Or like, it's just a cultural thing. But I don't see anything wrong with that. PoE 1 and PoE 2 can exist together. And PoE 1 could be for dads, and PoE 2 could be hard. You know? Why not? If anything, it's a good thing for them to be different. Especially so they don't, like, cannibalize each other. Thanks, Moxie Lover. And Kick and Punch. And thanks only Goya and Jacob. It's Big Friday. You guys got anything cool going on? Like barbecues? That Thai food was the shit. D4 is between PoE 1 and 2? I wouldn't say that. I would say it's below them by a mile. I don't think it's anywhere near them. I think just fundamentally, you can tell that Diablo 4 is not made by someone who knows anything about ARPGs. It's made by someone who is good at making games and loves games. You know, like, the director of Diablo 4 is the guy who made StarCraft... what was that game called? Not StarCraft 2. That other one. It was like a RTS game made by Blizzard. I don't remember what it was called, but he made that game, I think. No, not Warcraft. It's another game. It's not StarCraft 2, and it's not Heroes of the Storms. I think that's it. Heroes of the Storm. I think that's it. I think he made that and StarCraft 2. The guy who made D4. I'm pretty sure that's what the word on the street is. He made Gears of War. That's gross. Anyway, I wonder if I'll ever try D4 again. You never know. I just feel as though that game sucks in a way that they don't get it. They don't understand what sucks about it, so how could they fix it? You know? How are you gonna fix something you can't even identify as incorrect?